There are 7 stone beds in the chamber beneath the keep, and 6 of them are already empty. The boys who filled those other beds, you already know what happened to them. You watched 2 carried out, stiff and gray. Their veins were black beneath the skin like roots under frost. The mages told you the odds before they brought you down into the dark. Most don't wake. The ones who do sometimes wish they hadn't. But you agreed anyway, because you were an orphan with no name worth keeping, and no corner of the world that wanted you in it. Now it's your turn. They strap your wrists and ankles to the stone. A mage in a stained robe tips the first cup against your mouth. It tastes like crushed weeds that were boiled too long, with a bitterness under it that coats your throat. The herbs are the gentle part. What comes after is fire poured straight into the blood. Your spine lifts off the slab. You bite through your own lip and don't feel it. Time stops. There is only the burning and the cold that follows it. And the burning again. They call it the trial of the grasses. You'll learn that name later. For now, it's just the thing that's killing you slowly. But it doesn't finish the job. You wake. The mages stand over you, and for once they look surprised. One of them holds a candle close to your face. You flinch from a flame you can suddenly see far too well. Your eyes have changed. The pupils have gone long and narrow like a cat's, absorbing the light from every corner of the room. The world is louder now. You can hear a rat breathing in the wall. You can smell the fear on the men who made you, and there's plenty of it. "It held," one of them whispers. "He's the first." You don't feel like a triumph. You're half finished. You're strong enough now to be something other than human, but still weak enough to be killed. They built you in a hurry, with methods they barely understood. And you are the proof that the recipe almost works. Almost. They give you a sword of silver and a sword of steel. They teach you what each is for. Steel for men, silver for everything else. They drill you in signs you can draw with a flick of the fingers. Small spells any apprentice mage would laugh at, but enough. A burst of flame, a shove of force, a circle on the ground that holds items in place, a shield you can hold for the length of a held breath. You learn to brew the poisons that would drop an ordinary man where he stood, and to drink them and keep walking. Your body burns through them like kindling now. Then they send you out, because they need to know if you work. And if you don't, the experiment continues with the next bed that isn't empty yet. The first contract is a drowner nest in a flooded mill pond. They send you because it's the kind of job a village would never pay coin for. You walk into your waist in black water, and the things come up out of the muck with their long gray fingers, and you nearly drown before you remember the sign that pushes them back. You crawl out coated in slime with 3 of them dead and a gash down your arm that should have crippled you. By morning, it's already closing. After that, the contracts come without pause. Each one another way of asking whether you are worth making. A pack of neckers in a barrow. A noon wraith haunting a wheat field, screaming in a dead woman's voice until you trap it in a circle and break it apart. A griffin that takes you off your feet and drags you across a hillside before you bury your silver in its throat. There's one, a thing in a flooded crypt that you still can't put a proper name to that nearly finishes you. It moves wrong in the dark, and your signs slide off it like rain off slate. And you win that one by luck more than skill, dragging yourself up the steps with 2 broken fingers and a mind that won't stop replaying how close it came. Some you walk away from. Others you crawl with fingers in the dirt, hoping nothing followed you out. There's a season where you don't sleep indoors once. That's also when you stop counting the scars. You get better. That's the cruel mercy of it. The fear thins out as the skill thickens, and the work sinks into your hands until the motions come before the thought does. You read a track and instantly know what made it. You smell rot on the wind, and you can name the creature before you even see the carcass. You taste the air at a crossroads, and you already know which road you're taking. People say your kind feels nothing, that the making burned the heart out of your chest, and you let them believe it, because the lie is easier to carry than the truth. The truth is, you feel plenty. You've just learned to bury it deep enough that it never reaches your hands. The work demands a closed fist around everything you feel, so you keep it there, out of sight, and after enough years, you stop noticing you're doing it. Years pass on the road, and you learn that it's the only thing that doesn't turn its back on you. You learn its rhythm, and it starts feeling like home. You ride into a village with mud to the knee and chickens in the lane. The people come out to look. Their eyes scan you. First, your cat-like eyes, then the two swords, then the medallion at your chest. And you watch the welcome turn into something else. As much as they hate to admit it, they need you. A child's gone missing near the marsh. Something's been taking the sheep and leaving the heads. Something walks the old road after dark and folks have stopped using it. They tell you the trouble with their eyes on the ground, haggling over the price like you're robbing them. Then hide in their homes while you go do their killing. You bring the head back for proof when it's done. You always bring the head. And they pay you, slow, counting every copper twice. And they don't ask you to stay the night. By the time you've washed the monster's blood off in the trough, the doors are already shut. You sleep in the barn, if they let you. If not, you settle for the trees. In the morning you're gone, and that's how everyone prefers it. Especially you. There's a string of words that follows you from town to town. Mutant, freak, witcher. Said like it's a curse and a call for help in the same breath. The first dozen times it stings. After that you stop noticing. A woman crosses herself when your shadow falls across her stall. A boy throws a stone, and his father doesn't stop him. And you don't stop him either. Because what would you even say? There's a night you remember longer than you'd like. A village where the thing in the woods had taken half their livestock, and you cleared it out clean, no wounds to show, the easiest coin you'd earned in a month. The headman pressed the payment into your hand and wouldn't meet your eye. And behind him, a girl no older than 10 stared into your soul. No hatred. Worse than hatred. The flat, careful watching you give a thing that might turn on you. You took the coin and rode out before dark. You understood then that the saving and the fearing were the same thing to these people, and always had been. While the wolf was alive, you were the lesser of two beasts. The morning after you killed it, you were just a beast that had outstayed its use. You belong nowhere. You stop waiting for that to change. And somewhere out on those long identical roads, that stops feeling like a loss. Now and then someone treats you like a man. A widow who feeds you at her table and doesn't watch the door. An old soldier who's seen enough horror to stop fearing yours. A girl at a crossroads inn who looks at your eyes and finds them beautiful instead of scary. You hold those nights carefully, knowing they won't last. They never last. You learned long ago that anything you let yourself want, the world finds a way to take it from you. But there's one thing the mages never warned you about. Not because they forgot. Because they didn't know yet either. You stop aging. Not all at once, but you notice it over the years. The blacksmith who shoed your horse on this road is white-haired now and his hands shake. He squints at you and asks if you're the son of the witcher who came through here when he was young. You tell him yes. It's kinder than the truth. And you've told the lie enough times that it comes out smooth. The girl from the Crossroads Inn is a grandmother when you pass that way again. Heavier and softer and slower. She doesn't recognize you this time. And you're glad of it. You watch a whole village you once saved go gray. The young ones bury the old ones. The children raise children of their own. And your name is gone from all of it. All in a span that's barely touched your face. The trial slowed your years to a crawl. It's the part of the gift that takes the longest to understand, and hurts the longest once you do. Everyone you ever knew is a flame burning down while you stay lit. The faces blur together after a while. All the people who fed you once or feared you once or thanked you in a whisper before shutting the door, and you can't always tell anymore which of them are dead, and which are simply old, and which you only dreamed. You make a rule for yourself without ever deciding to. Stay moving, never double back. It's kinder that way for everyone involved. So you keep moving, decade after decade. You're the stranger who comes when the screaming starts and leaves before the thanks would have been given, if any thanks were ever coming, which they aren't. You bury the men who made you, one by one, the mages who poured fire into your blood, and you find yourself standing at their graves longer than you ever expected to, feeling something that isn't grief and isn't satisfaction either. They built a tool. Then they died like men, and the tool outlasted them. Goes on outlasting everyone. You begin to understand what you are. Not a hero. Heroes are remembered, and you'll be forgotten by everyone whose life you save. But not a monster either, though they'll call you one until the day you can't hear it anymore. You're the first of something. They'll make others now that they know it can be done. And the ones who come after you will be cleaner work, surer of themselves, faster and harder and easier to look at. People will picture them when they say the word Witcher, in years you'll somehow still be alive to see. They won't picture you, the rough first draft. The one who went into the dark with 6 empty beds beside him, and came out the other side so the rest would have a path to follow. Everything they become, you paid for. You walked out of that chamber alive, and that was all the proof the mages needed that the rest could be made. Every Witcher who comes after owes the first step to you. You're still paying for it. You'll keep paying, as long as the slowed years hold you to the road, which is longer than you let yourself think about. One evening, much later, you stop your horse on a ridge above a valley you don't recognize, though you might have ridden through it once, lifetimes ago. Smoke rises from a hamlet below. Someone down there is warmed tonight, and fed, and known by name to everyone under that roof. You sit your horse in the cold and sit there watching the lights come on one window at a time. You were made to stand between those lights and the dark. You'll do it again tomorrow, and the day after, and for longer than any of them could stand to imagine. The world needs you and resents you for it. And somewhere along those long roads you made your peace with both. The wind moves through the grass on the ridge. You can hear every separate blade of it. The silence has stopped feeling like something missing. You turn the horse back toward the road. There's a contract somewhere ahead in some village that will need you tonight and want you gone by morning. You'll ride out before they wake, the way you always do. The road is the only place that ever felt like home, and it's waiting for you. Thank you for sticking around to the end. If you like this video, consider becoming a channel member. Your support directly helps us create more videos just like this one. Also, watch this video next.